Our objective today is I can add 3-digit numbers using the algorithm. So this is our final way, our final strategy that we're going to use for addition. So we already did our hundreds, tens, and ones chart with the base 10 blocks, and we also did it with branching. And then we've also learned to add from right to left. So today for the algorithm, it's going to look very similar to right to left. And this is often the way that maybe your parents were taught how to add. So they are very good helpers when we're doing this. So let's start by looking at a practice problem of 78 plus 21. So the same way we did yesterday, we're going to put our two addends and we're going to stack them one right on top of the other. Notice how I still like to use my lined paper going sideways to help me stay really organized when I'm doing this. So I can make sure that my ones are in line, my tens are in line, and my hundreds are in line. So when I'm using the algorithm, I'm going to start by looking in my ones place. So I kind of ignore my tens right now, and I'm just looking at the ones. And so I do 8 plus 1. And then I'm going to write my answer still in the ones place right down below, just like we did yesterday. So now the difference is when we look in the tens, I still think of these as tens, like 7 tens plus 2 tens, but I'm really only kind of doing 7 plus 2. And I know 7 plus 2 is 9 also. And so this time, instead of stacking it down below, I'm just going to put it right next to my ones digit so that they are all in line. And then I already have my answer. My answer, or my sum, is 99. So see how this is a little bit of a quicker way? It's very similar to yesterday's, but just a little bit quicker. Let's try another one. This time I'm going to do 6 plus 251. And sometimes when there's different place values in the addends, like for example, this only has 1 and this one goes all the way into the hundreds, we have to double check that when we're lining it up, we have everything where it's supposed to go. So our ones are with our ones, our tens are with our tens, and our hundreds are with our hundreds. So remember when we're doing the algorithm, just like yesterday, we start in our ones place. So I'm going to do 6 plus 1. 6 plus 1 equals 7. So I keep it right lined up in my ones place. Now I'm going to move on to my tens place. I don't have any tens in my first addend, so I'm going to imagine that there's a 0 right there. So it's 0 plus 5. 0 plus 5 is 5, right in line with my ones. And now let's move on to my hundreds. Again, I'm going to imagine a 0 right here. So I have 0 plus 2. 0 plus 2 equals 2. So my answer for 6 plus 251 is 257. All right, I'm going to show you another one. This time let's do 106 plus 382. All of my place values are lined up, so I'm ready to start. If I start at my ones, I'm going to add 6 plus 2. 6 plus 2 is 8. Now I'm going to move on to my tens. I have 0 plus 8. 0 plus 8 is 8. And finally, let's move on to our hundreds place. I have 100 plus 300. 1 plus 3 is 4. I put my sum right in line. So my answer is 488. All right, now it's your turn to do it with me. So go ahead and grab your piece of paper and your pencil. If you have lined paper, you're welcome to turn it sideways, just like mine, to help you stay organized. And I'm going to put my first addend on top, 350. I'll draw my plus sign, and my second addend goes on the bottom, 15. And then remember, this line down below is like our equal sign. So 350 plus 15. All right, ready? You're going to do it with me. Let's start by adding my ones. So I'm adding 0 plus 5. Go ahead and write your answer down here underneath the line. You should have 5. Next, let's move on to my tens. I'm adding 5 plus 1. Go ahead and write your answer. You should have written 6. And let's move on to our hundreds. I have 3 plus, I'm going to imagine there's a 0 here, 3 plus 0. Write your answer down here. All right, your answer is 365. So 350 plus 15 equals 365. All right, ready? You're going to do another one with me. This one is 652 plus 106. So line up your problem just like mine, going vertically up and down. And now let's start in the ones. I have 2 plus 6. You can put your answer right down here. You have an 8. Okay, let's move on to the tens. 5 plus 0. Write your answer. It should be 5. And 6 plus 1. Write your answer. It should be 7. All right, so your answer to 652 plus 106 is 758. All right, this next one you're going to do without any help from me. So you're going to solve the problem 61 plus 128. So your first job is to set up your problem. Make sure your ones, your tens, and your hundreds are all lined up. All right, does your problem look like this with the 1 and the 8 lined up, the 6 and the 2 lined up, and the 0 and the 1 lined up? All right, go ahead and pause the video, solve the addition problem, and when you're ready to check your answer, come back. Okay, let's check. Did you have an answer of 189? If you did, give yourself a big pat on the back. Good job. All right, let's do one more all on your own. You're going to do 410 plus 388. Go ahead and set up your problem and do your addition. Pause the video and come back when you're ready to check your answer. Okay, did you set up your problem with 410 plus 388? And did you get an answer of 798? Awesome job, really good work today. For your independent practice today, you are going to do this worksheet. You'll see that there's a lot of different problems on here. But if you want, you can just use the algorithm like we learned today, and that doesn't take quite as much space. So go ahead and solve these problems and turn it into Edgenuity when you are all finished. Thanks.